Can you hear them like leaf blowing out there? Okay. So if you know me, you know I've been struggling to read during this quarantine time because I am just weirdly stressed out and want to do nothing but watch TV / sleep. Anything else but reading right now has been fantastic. So I'm challenging myself to read a book in a 24-hour time period. So I finally started Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. There we go. This book has been on my TBR since I received it as a Christmas present from my beautiful coworker Lily, and my dad also has it, so I think he also gifted it to me on Kindle like years ago, honestly, like 2 years ago. So I have this in Kindle format and book format, and I'm gonna try to read this in 24 hours. I'm gonna struggle for a minute, but I'm gonna just try and do it because I'm back into reading for like maybe a day. And I think that made me feel more accomplished because it's taking me 2 weeks to finish another book and it's already 4/10. So being an April 10th and having to finish way more books in April is a struggle because I finished so many books in March, but I think that kind of makes up for April. But at the same time, like, I'd rather just read some books because I kind of miss reading, but at the same time, like, I haven't been motivated. So I'm gonna force myself to read this a little bit in a good way. I've already read the first chapter. It seems good. I'm not hating it. This apparently is actually her first novel, and she is like a zoologist. When I look at like the back thing, let's see. Delia Owens is the co-author. What? Is the co-author of 3 internationally best-selling nonfiction books about her life as a wildlife scientist in Africa. How fucking cool is that? Look at her picture. You know what? That just looks like the woman you want to fucking meet when you're in Africa and you're like, lady, teach me your world. I don't know what it's about her. Love the picture. She just looks like that old wise woman that just like knows everything about everyone. I just love her. She holds a Bachelor's of Science in Zoology and a PhD in Animal Behavior. So that's pretty cool. And she's won an award for nature writing, and she lives in the mountains of North Carolina. Where the Crawdads Sing is her first novel. I mean, that's impressive. Like, this book has been the New York best-selling Times list for like literally forever, like for years. Like, I'm pretty sure it's been up there for like, it's been on the best-selling list, I think, for like probably like 50 weeks now. I'll have to check. We'll take a screenshot or whatever. We'll look. So I'm gonna challenge myself to freaking read this for the next 24 hours. I'm probably just gonna be trying to relax, and I'm still kind of like recovering from being sick for the past couple days, so my stomach isn't like feeling great and stuff still, but I'm a lot better. I have a lot more energy. I finally have the strength to drink coffee and not throw up, so it's a damn good day. There are leaf blowing outside. I want to call it reef blowing so bad because I freaking just love SpongeBob. Every time I hear a leaf blower, I think of reef blower. That's how much that episode messed me up. I really hope I can do it. I'm worried. And it's very literary fiction-esque so far. It's not like it's hard to read, but it's like, this book is like long paragraphs of nature and stuff. So it's a little bit different. Actually, it's a lot different. But I'm hoping that I'm gonna enjoy it. It has very, very good reviews. Even Reese Witherspoon liked it. And I love Reese Witherspoon. I like how they literally put her on their back with like the New York Times book review. They put Reese Witherspoon on here. I love her. I can't even express how much I love this book. I didn't want the story to end. I don't know why I'm giving her an accent. This is not Sweet Home Alabama. But that's what she said. I'm excited. I'm also using this book as part of, I think it's the Owls. So for the Magical Readathon, there's different prompts for the different classes in Hogwarts that we're taking to, these are basically our tests. So each book is a prompt and a test, and this is my book for, I don't remember what the hell it's called, what class it is, but it's my book for something that takes place on the coast / at sea, and this deals with marshlands near the North Carolina coast, so I'm using this book for that. That's my test. I'm gonna try and finish this and feel much more accomplished towards my goal. Say hi, Kalinka. Say hi. She's my little reading buddy. Who's a good girl? Hmm? She's struggling. I wonder if I can get her to hiss on camera. I wonder if I can get Kalinka to hiss. Meow. Hear what's going on outside, Kalinka? Oh, she's settling. Like my pajamas. Yes, you do. Mommy has to read now. Meow, 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 meow. How do you just sit here? Good morning. Good morning, Kalinka. Say hello to everybody. Anyway, I like barely read any of this yesterday. I am terrible. It's not bad at all. I'm barely read anything of it. I just ended up eating dinner and watching the Downton Abbey movie. And before that, I was finishing editing a video and exporting it on YouTube. So I don't have time to read it all. So, you know, I've decided I think I'm just going to change this challenge for myself to read this whole weekend, this book. Like, I think I'm going to read this whole book in a weekend. That's my goal. I think 24 hours isn't unreasonable for me at all. I think just currently with my schedule, it just doesn't really work. And it's not because, like, I'm working, because obviously, like, I'm off on the weekend. But I think sometimes limiting myself to one day is, like, fun. But it's not very, like, viable when I have to, like, for me, like, go shopping and stuff. Or, like, I'm going for walks or whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know. I have so many other things on the weekend I catch up on that it just seems more difficult to read. That's also why I don't read a lot during the weekend. Whenever I used to go to work normally, I just read on my breaks. So that would help me, because I would read before I go to bed every night, which I usually do. I'm still kind of doing that, which is why I'm making, like, some progress. I usually would read on, like, my breaks and my lunches. So when I would take a lunch, I would just have, like, the whole 30 minutes to read. And it was, like, way easier, because now I'm just not reading on my breaks and stuff at home, because I just need that bigger separation. So I'm not doing it. So the weekends have always kind of been, like, my refuge from reading if I want it to be. So I'm just going to try. I'm going to try to read some more of this today, and I'm going to try and finish it by the end of Sunday. I think that's my new goal. I'm going to do a weekend-a-thon for myself. And I know, like, some people can read a whole lot, but it's also different. Like, I don't live by myself. Like, I live with my brother, and, like, when I'm dog sitting and I'm totally by myself, the last time I was dog sitting, I read through 5 books in, like, a week. So it's just also, like, there's someone else here. Like, it's just, I don't know, like, it's different. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try to read some more of this today. I'm gonna also try to go for a walk. Excuse this, like, janky t-shirt. It's actually one of my dad's old shirts. And I just, like, cut it, like, really weird, because it hung really weird. So now I opened it up, but the shirt looks really janky, but I really don't care. So Kalinka in her natural habitat. Kalinka. Who's a good girl? Meow, meow, meow. Okay, we're gonna go get donuts, because it's, like, right across the street. So we're just gonna go for a quick walk. Also, my brother's outfit is fantastic. I went outside. It's beautiful. This is also in our apartment complex. There's a mask on the ground. Really? Fantastic. I'm not open, I'm gonna cry. I'm not sure. These pants are fucking fierce. Amazon. I smell donuts. I smell the donuts. The donut shop. Coming up on the left. Coming in hot.
Okay, I'm gonna do one of those popcorn ones, please. Yes, please. And then
Some donuts. They were open. I really could cry. She was so nice. She said they're like barely staying open right now. So you know what? Thank you to all you wonderful people who are actually staying open during this time and serving people. So I'm so happy. Okay, finally came back from a giant ass walk that also my brother and I decided to go on to. We found this like gorgeous trail behind our house. It's pretty far away. Okay, it is and it isn't. Like, it's just far back there. We didn't like realize it was there, but oh my God, I struggled. And my face is still so red. I don't know if you can tell, but I put this delicious jelly mask on it. It just feels really nice. It's a little bit like sticky. If you can see, it's kind of like shiny. But I think I did actually just get a little bit of sunburn. Oops. So I'm still reading this. It's really good. I'm only like 65 pages in. It's inspiring me to watch a Southern movie because I'm like obsessed with like Southern movies like Sweet Home Alabama. Like, I don't know about you, but I love those. Or like Steel Magnolias or Fried Green Tomatoes or whatever. I really wish I had them on Hulu or Netflix right now, but I don't know if they're on there. I don't think so. But because this book takes place in the South. And it's so beautifully like sad, like learning about this little girl's life, basically in isolation because her mom left. And it's just like hearing about her mom leaving. And then all of her siblings leave because their dad's abusive, and she just like learns how to like deal with like her dad being abusive and like just like learns to avoid him, and basically just like never goes to school and like plays outside all day and like learns how to like cook for herself. It's just like so sad. And I love like the realism of like finding out like what people are eating, like how she made grits and like she like fucked it up or whatever. Like it's just, she's 7 years old. Like she's a baby, and it's so sad to have people like go through this. But I also like love those kind of stories. Like, I really love historical fiction in general, but like I love these weird kind of like overly, not like overly flowery, but like it is talking about the nature, but it's really like setting the scene. Like, I know some people I like really admire DNF the book, but I mean, maybe if I got super far in it and it like turned really weird, maybe towards like the court scenes apparently that are there, I don't know idea. But I don't know, so far I'm like really enjoying it. And it's very sweet and it's very inspiring. Like, I want to keep picking it up and reading it, so that's a good sign. So I'll keep you updated. I have to go eat because I'm freaking starving, and the light is like literally leaving as we speak. I'm just so freaking hungry. I have to go eat soon. Plus, I'm just exhausted after that, and then that long ass freaking walk. I need to look at my Fitbit, but it was like crazy. So you know what? I think I'll take a screenshot of it and put you in like what my heart rate is or whatever right here, because it was insane. It is a very, very late night after work. However, it is Monday. I have now finally finished this book. I am so proud of myself. I'm really so proud of myself. I finished this book. I am very impressed. I'm gonna give this 5 stars. Who would have thought? I don't know. I do enjoy historical fiction. I just like, I don't know. I just loved every part of it, which is so weird for me. It was heartbreaking and beautiful and full of a lot of things I love. Like, I love the South. I love historical South. It's only like the 1950s through the 1970s, very early 1970. However, I just like really enjoyed that time period, and it just works for me. And I love half the time they're talking about food that they're eating, which sounds really dumb, but I love people talking about like their old food they're making. I don't know, like I just love that stuff. Maybe it's because I used to like read House on the Prairie or whatever, and that was like my favorite part. Like I loved learning about people's like day-to-day lives, and I think that was so important for like the novel. But I know a lot of people thought it was really boring, or I mean, a lot of people had different thoughts on it. A lot of people DNF'd this book. They couldn't finish it. I really liked it the whole way through. It was like very calming and like relaxing, and maybe you want to watch like Southern movies. And I can't wait for them to make a movie. Like, if they don't make a movie, like, I will be very upset. It's just so good. Maybe it's just because I've always, like, loved The Notebook. Even though it's something like The Notebook, but, like, I just, like, love the North Carolina Southern essence of the mid-19th century? mid-20th century. I like the mid-20th century North Carolina. I don't know. I guess that's a thing for me. Who would have thought? But you know what? Here's my non-spoiler review. It was very good. I liked it. I'm just kidding. So for this book, you know what? If you don't like historical fiction, I think you still like it because it's more of like literary fiction, but there are a lot of nature things described in this book, and if you do not like a lot of books that take place between characters, like it's more character driven than plot driven. There were definitely a few crazy things that happened. I do agree with some people saying that the pacing was interesting because the first like 150 pages are kind of slower, but I liked that it gave me like an essence of like this time and our character getting to know her tragic story. I really liked that. I enjoyed that. And then in the middle it gets really good, and at the end it did feel a little more fast paced towards the end with like crazy stuff happening after the trial, because obviously this Marsh girl that we come to love is put on trial for murder. I mean, it didn't look that interesting at first, but I really liked this and I would totally recommend this. I've recommended this to probably like 6 people currently because I just think it's also really good and kind of wholesome, and it has a lot of themes in there I think a lot of people can relate to, which is why I think this book is so popular. But I think it's also just really well written. Like, I didn't have a lot of issues with like the writing or anything. Like, I mean, I was just impressed. It was a little wordy, but it's very literary fiction. So if you like that kind of style, you probably would really enjoy this. I really liked it. I'm surprised at how much I liked it. I'm kind of shook. I'm shook. Did I complete my challenge? I would say so. You know what? I completed a book in 3 days, which for me, I usually can do anyway, but I don't read over the weekends, like that much. Like, I never really read over the weekend. So I'm very proud of myself that I stuck it out and made myself read over Easter weekend. I did a really good job. And I'm very proud of myself. And I think I accomplished what I set out to accomplish, even though this was not done in my 24 hours that I was hoping. This also goes for my Defense Against the Dark Arts, O.W.L's exam. So I passed that exam because I finished this book. I'm really proud of myself. So you know what? I might do this again. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. I liked kind of documenting reading one book as more of a challenge. So I'm not going to tell you who did the murder. However, I think it was just a really interesting build up, and I think it was kind of a slow burn, and I think it's a very calming read. Like, if you want something interesting yet calming yet very atmospheric of like the summertime or the South for you, I think this would be a really good book. I, for some reason, am obsessed with that kind of time period. Like, I love the Help book. I also really love, like, the movie Fried Green Tomatoes. Really want to watch that. I just love those, like, kind of heartfelt Southern films. Sweet Home Alabama, anyone? I mean, I don't know. It's not very rom-com-y. It's much more gritty than that. However, it just, I don't know, it just worked for me. I gave it 5 stars. I have, like, no complaints about it. I don't have anything about it I didn't, like, inherently hate, which is kind of rare for me. I bet you if I thought about it, maybe I could find something. But honestly, it was just too atmospheric for me to not like that. I guess some people have to be all of different tastes. I've always loved historical fiction. I've always seemed to like the South, even though I would never live there. Don't tell anyone. I'm very sorry. I really don't want to live in humidity ever again. I don't even want to be around it. I literally refuse to travel in the summertime to anywhere that has humidity. I can't. I did a fantastic job. Now let's see if you can read a book in 24 hours. Because you know what? I know I can. I'm going to try to actually do something in 24 hours in the future. I know I can do it. I'm just going to pick a book that's probably the same length. It was not a bad length. It was like 384 pages, like all together as a book, which is not bad at all. So I'm going to see if I can do it in the future. We'll see about a challenge. You know what? I hope y'all can do it too. But you know what? I'm not going to promise anything. But I hope I can do it. I know I can do it. I've done it before. Why am I doubting myself? I just need to find a day where I have like the whole day off and there's no one to bother me, and maybe I'm like house sitting after this whole thing is over and there's no one around. I could just read. It's going to happen one day. I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of you too. You're doing a fantastic job in quarantine. Good job. I'll talk to you later. Bye.